Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. It looks like I'm going to be making multiple podcasts throughout starting next week. Probably starting Tuesday, and we're going to be going with on Thursday. Because there's a lot of things that I should explain myself a bit better and more on my understanding of this case. So, I will do that. One podcast is coming Tuesday with the whole trans stuff, and then I'll probably do something with the whole mother thing or whatever on Thursday. I'll have to see and orchestrate that and all that. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So anywho, what I want to talk about this time is, which is not an actual report, but me actually putting out my grievances and stupidity of some people on why we need to do this or why I'm not voting for Trump or what have you. Which is okay, but there's also a serious problem, and I'm going to go over this. So, we have a lot of people, as of right now, going and saying, we're not voting for Trump because of the abortion thing, or what have you, Okay, that's great and all, but if that's your only reason, then it's dumb. And let me make this very clear. I am very, 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 very anti-abortion. I do not agree with abortion whatsoever, period. I think the only other way that you could probably, maybe get me on abortion at all is if there was a rape case in which that is something that I can see is like, okay, maybe you can get me there because, the whole rape thing is like, it could have horrible negative consequences on the mother, and as long as it's done immediately, I don't see too much of a problem here. But other than that, I have a huge issue. And I think that abortion is where, and I'm going to be perfectly honestly frank, abortion is just where the women just don't want to take accountability for their actions. They want to have a cop-out to when they be promiscuous and just, have kids willing to have a kid whenever they decide to and all that stuff. I think abortion is abhorrent. I think what they do to get the abortion is abhorrent. All this. So you're not going to find me as a person of defender of abortion. However, I'm also a person of reality and what I have to sometimes sacrifice in order to make what's better for my country, for my family, and for my friends. And this is just the reality that we have to live in here. And for another thing too, if we're going to go with Trump, specifically going off of this, where Trump is anti-abortion or whatever, is all full of a bunch of idiots, and even some people going out and saying Carrie Lake is, for some reason, pro-abortion, is insanity to me. And these are people that are trying to divide and co-op us for all this stuff, right? This is what I'm really thinking that they are, or they just don't know Trump. So we're gonna go over this. So this is Trump's statement here about the whole abortion thing, on wanting to make it specifically just for make it up to the states, which I 100% agree on. Take a look.
Now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart, or in many cases, your religion or your faith. Do what's right for your family and do what's right for yourself. Do what's right for your children. Do what's right for our country and vote. So important to vote. At the end of the day, it's all about will of the people. That's where we are right now, and that's what we want, the will of the people.
So let me put this into very strong perspective here, and I 100% agree with Trump. It is about the will of the people, and what we need to start realizing here is something that is the will of the people make the choice. It should never be up to the federal government. Now, I would say, after I show you this other video of what they're commenting on Trump and stuff like that I will say that we should probably outright just ban abortion federally, but let me make a stance here after I show you the video. Because the reality is that we have way too many people that think this is dumb. And then we have from Lizzie Marbark, I think that's her last name, I don't really care. She says, this is it, I'm out. Trump has officially lost my vote. No sincere Christians can vote for Trump while he is now openly and boldly advocating for abortion. This is not a matter of Christian liberty anymore. It's simple to vote for the man. Okay, I am not a person that is religious. I think I said this multiple times on this channel. I am not a religious person. However, I am a person that understands right and wrong and what we need to do. I think when people get too heavy into religion here, too heavy, they start spouting out insanity stuff like this and don't look at the greater or bigger picture here. I think that the loss of life or aborting children is abhorrent. However, we have to understand that we have to somehow meet a road between us pro-lifers and then the people that are abortionists, all right? That's just the reality. And what we need to read here or go over here is exactly what Trump is. Now I'm going to let this play, and then I'm going to make my point clear.
Yeah, they did, and that'll be straightened out. And as you know, it's all about states' rights. That'll be straightened out. And I'm sure that the governor and everybody else are going to bring it back into reason, and that will be taken care of, I think, very quickly.
What do you think about Florida?
Florida's probably maybe going to change also. See, it's all it's the will of the people. This is what I've been saying. It's a perfect system. So for 52 years, people have wanted to end Roe v. Wade to get it back to the states. We did that. It was an incredible thing, an incredible achievement. We did that, and now the states have it, and the states are putting out what they want. It's the will of the people. So Florida's probably going to change. Arizona's going to definitely change. Everybody wants that to happen. And you're getting the will of the people. It's been pretty amazing when you think.
Thank you, sir.
So, he has not changed his stance on this at all. We all knew this way before, as the video that I showed you. He has always said this. This is not different. We were getting into Trump. This is not something that was out of bounds. We even have people like Lil Rose here also saying, again, I only got the women talking about this stuff. I did see other guys talk about this. So there was guys talking about this. It's not just women. I just end up only getting them women in this case because it's mostly the only place that I see mostly women that were talking about this. I end up responding to these things. These are mostly bookmarked for my own preferences and stuff like that. So Lil Rose says Kari Lake's platform is pro-abortion. Her statement in plain English: let individuals and states decide whether or not to kill preborn children. I wash my hands of it. What a terrible disappointment. Now, let me read exactly what Kari Lake says here. She says that, in addition to covering the state of Arizona as a fair and honest journalist for 27 years, I have traveled to every corner of this state on the campaign trail. I speak to more Arizonans than anyone, and it is abundantly clear that the pre-statehood law is out of step with Arizonans. I am the only woman and mother in this race. I understand the fear and anxiety of pregnancy and the joy of motherhood. I wholeheartedly agree with President Trump. This is a very personal issue that should be determined by each individual state and her people. I oppose today's ruling. I am calling on Katie Hobbs and the Senate legislator to come up with an immediate common sense solution that Arizonans can support. Ultimately, Arizonans will make the decision on the ballot come November. As your senator, I will oppose federal funding for abortion, federal bans on abortion, which just seems pretty anti-abortion to me. And then it says, as a senator, I will fight for baby bonuses, making adoption more accessible and affordable, strengthening the economy so that mothers can afford a baby, protecting IVF, extending the child tax credit, paid family leave, and investing in childcare. Now, this seems pretty pro-life to me and pretty anti-abortion. Because what she's doing this here is that she is making it to where it's only, where it's pretty much just with the states, they get the right to choose, and that's just the reality. And that's nothing wrong with this. This is pretty pro-life if you want to see it. So whatever Lil Rose is saying that this is a platform for pro-abortion is complete lunacy and absurdity. Do we want to start talking about the amount of kids that have to go through foster care system, which, by the way, I have seen my family go get raped through the coals through this stuff with the child care system and all of this, and it's abhorrent at what happens there, along with CPS. So Lil Rose, what you're advocating for is that even though that she may want it to be up to the states, she is advocating making it easier for where children can get out of these horrible foster homes or not even be in foster homes, and to parents that actually give a damn about these kids and want to give them a home that they're safe in to to remove them and be stuck in childcare or CPS or foster homes, which we all know is abhorrent to children. This is insanity to me. These people do not work off of reason here. We have another from Lizzie Marbach here that said the biggest currency you have as a voter is your vote. Forcing candidates to earn it and or threatening to revoke it when they betray you is literally the strongest tool you have to uphold politicians accountable and put a stop to corruption. Simply telling a politician we are really upset about what you did, but we will still vote for you is not holding them accountable. All that does is teach them that they can throw you under the bus and you'll still stick around. You're essentially just a battered woman threatening to leave her abusive boyfriend but never actually does it. Credits still have serious political leverage in America today. Well, that's slowly leaving, but I digress. But that is waning. If we want to regain power and make serious change, we need to begin taking serious risks immediately, like revoking our vote if a candidate becomes pro-choice, or voting governor out of office that locked us down for a year. I get that is scary because if our effort fails and the Dems take over, they will be more extreme. But continuing this cowardly just vote for the R because he is a Dem strategy is not stopping us from becoming extreme. It's just simply slowing down the process and making it more dangerous because the changes rarely are noticed. No, I'm going to stop this here because this is stupid. Again, I understand there are some things that we can't buy for, but through your actions, you are going to have more kids become trans, more kids ruin their lives, and all of this. We have more from Lil Rose again. It's not creating division to plainly say that Trump's recent statements are not pro-life, which they are. He doesn't mean they're not pro-life. He's just making it to where states get to choose. And I never said I don't vote for him, and I did say he is obviously less pro-abortion than Biden. Must we also worship the candidates we elect? Yes, we can criticize Trump, but that's one thing. It says we must political candidates become golden calves that we must worship and never question. Do you think voters and our followers are so dumb that cannot see the fair critique and also recognize what I and others say repeatedly about how atrocious Biden is for the pro-life cause, etc., etc.? So yes, I agree with this and stuff like this, right? But here's the fact of the matter is, we are at a crutch point. We can't make these emotional decisions and say, oh, because of this, we can't buy it. I think we can sacrifice abortion sacrifice and make a middle ground for the people and then prop it up. Here's one thing that I want you guys to see. Here is Officer Tatum coming up and bringing up all this stuff for kids and for moms, and he even said that he had 80% of women that did this procedure, that went through this and stuff, end up keeping their kids. So Lizzie Marbach, or whatever your last name is, and Lil Rose, are you guys contributing to this? Are you guys giving donations to this, what Officer Tatum is doing? Because if you're not, then you're not as pro-life as you think you are. Because the reality is that this is all stupid. You're all going based off of emotion, and you're blinded by some type of religious thing, which I don't have a problem with religious people, but this is the reality that I always see. Religious people always go off of this insane concept here. And then they're blinded by this religious thing that they can't make rational decisions. I understand that abortion is horrible, but we have to make a crossroads here. We have to understand that we can't do this. We can't be doing these stupid decisions. All right, here's an actual clip here of Officer Tatum making the stuff that he's doing with these people, and he's doing a really good job.
But what I tell you that's not tragic is that Save the Storks has over 100 medical mobile clinics in 34 states in this country, and we're going to be another medical mobile clinic. And 83% of the women that get on board of the Stork bus, they decide to give life. They decide to keep their child because they've been informed. They see the heartbeat, all of those beautiful things. So what I want you guys to do is become a monthly donor, a monthly supporter with Save the Storks. And as a monthly supporter, you can help us get to the goal of getting the Stork bus collab with Officer Tatum. You can help us get that and make it happen. I think we need to raise over $100,000, and we are already off to a great start. But I want us to accomplish this. But if you can't do it monthly, for whatever reason, a one-time donation will be incredible. You are literally changing the lives. 83% of women that get on this bus decide to keep their kid. That is incredible. And I want you guys to be a part of it. The link is in the description section. So click the link, donate whatever you can.
there you have it. You have it to where Officer Tatum is making a change. Instead of complaining about how we can't actually do this or whatever, we don't compromise, how about we actually attack it societally and make it understand on what women want. I think majority of women want to have kids, but they've been brainwashed and confused by this ability of, having just abort their child. Like I said before, our country is morally bankrupt. We will delete kids or do whatever to make us, for whatever reason. We need to bring back morality into our society. We have to make it a cultural and societal thing to where protecting life and not wanting to abort kids is protecting life is above all else the number one thing, and aborting kids and killing kids is the worst thing. And we have to attack this culturally. We have to attack this societally. And we can do this. You do realize if we make it to where majority of states, if not half the states, make it to 3 months to where that's a cutoff, you do realize, guys, that that's a huge win, right? That is massive. That is a change. And Officer Tatum is trying to make a change here. And that's what we need to be doing. Instead of attacking Trump and then ruining our country and sacrificing a whole bunch of people because of your stupid stance and emotional outburst, we can try to be making a change and doing stuff like Officer Tatum, making things, trying to make up classes to where showing how abortion works, what the atrocities of abortion, the negatives of abortion, and then go into the positives of keeping kids and stuff like that. Other options like what we have here with Carrie Lake, where she's showing there's other options that we can use for either life or for kids or stuff, that a woman that would just want to do this or that. Yes, there are other options out there, and we should let women know about this. I think majority of young women today do not know that there's multiple other options besides just abortion, and I think, as I said, our society is bankrupt, and we need to fix this. But the reality of this is that you people are working off of just straight up emotion. You're not working off of anything here. You're gonna you're gonna ruin a whole bunch of kids' life. And I'm gonna put this last thing here, because this is what I do, right? I haven't checked this in a while, but here's what we have here. All right, here's what we have. We have this. Ever since I tried to detransition, I feel aversion towards the queer community. Posted in Suicide Watch, and trans people started projecting onto me. A month before I decided to transition versus now, I literally 4 years off. Vent top surgery, regret. Has anyone felt better on hormones than without? Trauma and desisting. Why do you want to be a woman? All this stuff. This is the detransition of Reddit, alright? This is detransition of Reddit. And what you ladies are doing is that if you don't vote for Trump and your one vote sways it to where Biden wins, you allow a lot more of these people to end up becoming traumatized, to go through these atrocities than anything else. You don't actually care for kids. It's either you are grifting or you're trying to attack. I don't care if there are grifters per se, but this is the bad type of grifting, because now you are actively hurting other people in the process, other kids, because of your own emotional outbursts and your stupid ideologies, than actually trying to better the country. We have to fix things by month, by year, by decade, and stuff like that. We gotta slowly change it, and we can do this. But you going out and saying stuff like this and being dumb about it is not the way to go about it. This is horribly negative, and it will be worse if we see more kids act up like this. This is horrible. Go through here, guys. Go through this detrans Reddit and look at the atrocities and the things that these kids are going through. It's insanity here. There's some things that I can't even talk about on here on this channel because of the atrocities. And you people are okay with this. Lizzie Marbach is okay with this because of the whole abortion thing, which we can fix societally and morally without having to do a vote thing. It's insanity. This is a way they work, and it's disgusting. We need to do better. We need to actually think rationally and not emotionally and do what's best for our country, best for our friends, best for our family. And if you don't, then you are nothing more than a monster that is just trying to grift and divide the country into something that is not. And that's a problem. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care my friends.